Welcome in episode 19. Ramie and Drew live after the Bucks fall to the Grizzlies 113 to 110. I'm Ramie Makhlouf. That's Drew Flaggy. Just a couple of Milwaukee comedians talking sports and whatever else comes to mind. But I have a feeling tonight will mostly be Bucks. Drew, that is not how you want to go into the All-Star break with All-Star head coach Doc Rivers. Is it? That's not what you were looking for right there.
So let me set the stage here. I'm already in a bad mood. I've had a sinus infection all goddamn week.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. I went home from work
good.
sick today, not feeling good at all. Like I haven't called in. I haven't left work early in like 10 years. And this year I've had, with the way the weather's been and my sinuses, I've left work early twice this year.
Sinus infections are the worst. I get them frequently. But the reason I said good, I wasn't saying good. I wasn't saying good. You have a sinus infection. I was saying good because that's not contagious, and I've been around you. That's why I said good. So sorry about that.
My sinus is draining. I left work. I was throwing up today. It wasn't good. Okay.
Oh no. So nobody wants to hear that.
I'm drinking a lot of water. So when you spend the entire afternoon throwing up, the last thing you want to watch the Bucks do is lose to a team that's missing all of their fucking players that are making money. What is that? Like, this was the laziest basketball this team has played in a long damn time. Like, the effort was terrible. And the fact that it's like they highlighted it on TNT that it's like, oh, they can keep it a little bit close. Memphis can keep it close. And Chuck said there's a problem if the Bucks don't blow this team out. Well, there's your problem right there. This was terrible. Missing Chris Middleton has nothing to do with why this team played and shot as poorly as they did again. I in our group chat with our comic friends, I've been harping on Damian Lillard because we didn't trade Drew Holiday and trade our defensive identity away for a guy to score 25 fucking points or score 18 points or score 13 points. We didn't do that. We didn't go get a guy who's going to shoot 20% from three. That's not what he's here for. I wouldn't redo the Damian Lillard trade.
I know I told you this a couple of nights ago, Drew. I know I told you this a couple of nights ago, and I also told you I don't blame you for your frustration or the annoyance when it comes to Dame and his production. But I hear panic in your voice, man, and I refuse. And he wasn't good tonight. He was 3 of 13 from 3, 7 of 21 from the field. He finished with 24 points. But I'm not going to panic about a Dame Lillard, and it hasn't been good. When I say that, I can't sit here and be like, no, he's been fine. He hasn't. This isn't what you gave up Drew Holiday for. That's for sure. To this point, that is not what you gave up Drew Holiday for. All right, and I get it. I'm just saying that I'm not gonna panic and I'm gonna try not to get too frustrated with the Dame Lillard situation just yet.
I am frustrated that this is where we know this bench sucks. Okay. Bobby's minutes tonight, kind of all over the place. I looked at his plus minus. I don't know what he finished at with the game, but Bobby was at 0. He scored 15 points. His plus minus was 0. Giannis was actually shockingly negative 15 before, I haven't looked at how it
minus 14 from what I'm looking at right now, but yeah, that's surprising. Yeah.
It's surprising. Giannis did get cooked on defense quite a few times tonight. Guys did get by him quite a few times. Again, Giannis is the guy that I'm not going to harp on too bad because he's been the one consistent all year long that's actually been producing. Beasley, had a bad night shooting up until the end. This is an embarrassing loss. I'm not happy with how they played for most of it. You couldn't dig your way out of a 5-point hole against a team of guys that are no knock on the G League, but G Leaguers. They got no Ja Morant. Steven Adams didn't play for them, and then they traded him because Steven Adams tore his ACL. It's like Desmond Bane is out. Derrick Rose wasn't playing. Marcus Smart wasn't playing. What the fuck?
Q tweets, enjoy the break. Or he commented on the YouTube page, excuse me, enjoy the break. Seems like Drew needs one. LOL. Yeah, you do, dude.
I'm going to tell you, this is like going to be
What
an
are we?
extended.
What are we gonna do during the All-Star break? Do, do you want to keep doing shows during the All-Star break, or do you want to take a break? Not just because of the way that the Bucks have played, but I mean, we might as well get this out of the way. Do you want to keep doing this thing, or do you want to take a break along with the NBA?
Well, we can still talk about like the 3-point contest. I'll watch that. I'll watch Damian Lillard brick 5 racks of 3-pointers. No, yeah, Q. I'm frustrated. I do need a break, but no, we're gonna get this thing right. This is God damn it, this game. Like this felt like those Detroit games, but we ended up not winning this one. It's like, how the fuck do you lose this?
Yeah, you might need a break.
Oh man,
I know we're only 19. We haven't even gotten to show 20, and I'm like, you might need to chill out, man. Let's take a vacation.
we did start basically during a coaching change. Like we also are going through this period.
It does feel, yeah, man. The 19 shows, shows, they feel a lot more than 19 shows, don't they?
No, I'm having fun with it. People, so here's the thing, Ramie. People know you. I understand that most of the people listening are like your fans from your hard work on the radio and everything. I get that. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm at this level of pissed. Like, this is like normal for me. Like, this is like Ramie can vouch for that. I am usually mad at something.
Yeah.
And I tried to
yesterday,
Drew.
Yesterday, Drew sent me about 4 texts that were, I'd say, 1,200 words combined about what's wrong with the Marvel and Star Wars universes, respectively. So.
We're not going over this, but then you did admit that the Marvels was bad. That's your fault for telling me that you're like, I'm like, it's bad. I'm not going to know the reasons.
The Marvels was not good. The Marvels was the first half. I was like, okay, this wasn't as bad as everybody said it was, and then they got to that planet where everybody was singing, and I just hate musicals, Drew, and so I got angry. I texted you, then you and me were going back and forth. I was going back and forth with another group chat. So in all honesty and transparency, I wasn't paying attention for like the last 40 minutes because as soon as you turned it into a musical, you lost me. But that's my review of the Marvels.
Do you hate all musicals?
I hate all musicals. Yes, the only musical I ever liked was the South Park Bigger Longer Uncut movie.
Okay, well technically, I guess you could say Team America's also. No, it's not really. Well, there's a lot of songs and a lot of original songs. Cannibal the musical, actually, all the ones South Park guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a musical.
I don't know. Yeah, basketball.
Got a comment here from Scott T on the YouTube page. It says, besides Giannis, it seems like this team plays hard when they want to, and that is true.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all are seeing me or hearing me right now.
Yeah, it lagged a little bit, but that's okay. I think Brook Lopez plays hard. I mean, I think Brook just it doesn't look like he's moving fast because he's not, because he's massive. I think Brook plays hard. I do actually think Beasley plays pretty hard. He plays within himself. Like he doesn't go outside of what he can do. I'm gonna once again, Damian Lillard. I don't see the intensity. Like there's just not a bounce to his step sometimes. It almost seems like he's playing too casually right now. I don't know. I'm gonna stop.
I think he's no, Drew. I don't think you. I'm not saying you should, because if there's one thing that is holding this Bucks team back from like their ceiling, their max potential, it's Damian Lillard hasn't played the way that you expected him to play when you got him. Like that's a fact, dude. And there's no getting around that fact. Like you were expecting a lot when you get a guy that good. Folks can get in on the show. I tweeted out the link at Ramie is tweeting. You know what? I'll drop it in the comments on the YouTube page in just a second here as well. I am Q wants to get on it. Q, what do you have to say, my man?
So I'm just here to be a second voice of reason. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we got you now. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just here to be a second voice of reason. It seems like, Ramie, you need some help calming Drew down tonight. So, Drew.
It'll never happen.
You are not wrong about Dame needing to play better, but this entire season is binary. Like, we're either going to win a championship or we're not. And Damian Lillard needs to play a heck of a lot better for that to happen. But his performance now has very little to do with how he will perform in May, June, and July. So,
I'm the one that did say that on one of the past episodes, that I do think that while we're waiting on him to break out of this, it's going to happen in the playoffs when just all the instinct kicks in and he just becomes himself again, just naturally. It's just frustrating in the middle part of the season when the shit drags on. It's an 82-game season, and you just see it night in and night out, and you're like, fuck, now we lost to the Grizzlies. Like, it's like, oh, the Miami blowout sucked with no Terry Rozier. It's just like, man, I like Chris Middleton. I was like, man, I really wish Chris Middleton were out there tonight. Like, I really want him back. It's Dame's my favorite player, and it drives me insane that I'm like, oh, why can't he just do the minimum of what makes him my favorite player? And that's just score efficiently. That's it. I'm not asking for a 50-point game. I'm not asking for 40-point games back-to-back nights. Just, hit some decent shots when they're open. That's all. He passed on one down low earlier. I was like, why? Why didn't you just take the floater? It's okay to do that. No one's telling you not to shoot. Just get out of this funk. It's fine. But we don't need fucking Pat Connaughton taking shots.
No, nothing that you're saying is wrong. I'm just saying that last year we were the number 1 seed with like the best record in the NBA, and we still lost in the playoffs. So, like, proving the fact that the regular season in the NBA doesn't matter. I still watch a lot of games, more than just the Bucks. Like, last night I was watching like League Pass because I love the NBA and I think it's a lot of fun, but like, you just can't get too high or too low because it literally doesn't matter. Because, like, what happens if Jason Tatum gets hurt All-Star weekend? Like, what happens to the Celtics and their record? Like, they might get out of the first round. I'm just, or like, what if Giannis gets hurt this weekend? Like, I'm not saying like that's going to happen, but it's just like, there's so much that can happen between now and the end of the season that it's very, like, look at what happened with Joel Embiid. Everybody was like, in the media was like so high on him, and now he's got a bum knee.
So, yeah, he was like, Wilt Chamberlain all of a sudden. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I think I see a lot of progress. I trust Doc to sort things out a lot more than I did Griff. Like, I really, like, it sucks. I feel bad for Griff because, like, I think he could have been a great coach for this team, but he just didn't have the leash. And, like, we have to trust Doc now, just like we have to trust Dame. It's a binary season. Either it's going to work out or it's not going to work out. And like I look at these as learning experiences for this team to overcome. And I still think, like, we haven't been playing well in the clutch, but I do appreciate the fact that the Bucks didn't let tonight become a blowout. And they battled back. Like, we could have tied it up at the buzzer when, like, if you're watching Twitter, like, everybody had given up on them like 5 to 10 minutes before that. So, like, they've got a lot of fight, which I feel like in the past under Bud, this team would quit. We would win blowout games, but we would also get blown out, and like, you could just write them off very early. So good show so far, but I'm just here to say chill. So
Q, appreciate you jumping in and trying to help chill Drew out, man. Thanks. And folks are welcome to jump in on the show. I dropped the link in the comments on the YouTube page, and again, at Ramie is tweeting. You can follow him at Drew F is on fire. Did that calm you down at all, Drew? Are you any more chilled out than you were before Q jumped in?
No, but I actually like that we do have other sane fans, because, like, I always show you all the crazy shit. Like, when he said 10 minutes, people were like checked out on the game in the fourth quarter. No, dude, Bucks Facebook, just everyone was done in the second. They're like, we're tied at the half. This is there are people like, I don't want to bring the nerd thing back into it. it's like, I get it. The season's long. It's not about the end destination. Like, if you told me we weren't going to win the championship this year, I would still watch every game. Like, it's not about like the championship. I do
Right.
appreciate the growth and the progress the team's making. It's just these losses are annoying in the middle of a very long season. It's kind of like going on like a car trip where it's like at a certain point somebody might fart and it's going to really piss you off. It's funny when you leave the garage, but 2 hours into a 3-hour ride, you're like, why would you do that? You know, this game was a fart.
So you're looking at Dame when he wins a wide open three. You're looking at him like he just farted for
like,
the 13th time on a 4-hour.
I'm like, you couldn't have done that at Quick Trip 30 minutes
Daniel
ago.
comments on the YouTube page. Daniel comments on the YouTube page. Is it okay to say I'm done with this team and move on to baseball season? Come on, man. It's All-Star break. We literally just tonight is the start of the All-Star break, and we're already quitting.
We're looking forward to the Brewers right now, where it's like, okay, that's an even longer season full of way more strikeouts. You understand? Okay, you know what? Now, maybe I've flipped my entire tune. I would rather watch Damian Lillard go 3 for 13 from the line than watch Willy Adames come up with the bases fucking loaded. Oh my God. And like, I would take a 3 for 13 from behind the arc every single night and watch Willy Adames wave at 3 straight balls in the dirt and then look like, well, those were close, right? And the ump just shaking his head, be like, no. He might be the only guy who an umpire would say don't swing. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, you expect that. But the thing is, you expect that from Willie. You don't expect that from Dame. You know what I mean? When the ball goes up in the air out of Dame's hands, you're going, oh, here it is. When Willie goes up there, you expect exactly what you just described right there.
I expect it. How many games did we go to with Gary last year where Gary's like, oh, it's coming up there. He's going to hit a home run. And then I'm just looking at him wave at strike 3. And it's like, yeah, okay. And I know that all my friends that are bigger Brewers fans, every time Dame misses or bricks a 3, like my dad is this guy. Every time Dame bricks a 3, they're just like, little shit. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, man. It's like, I talked all that trash and now it's yeah.
Daniel also says now with the Bucks struggling, it's okay. We have Churio. In quotations.
Man, if he's not on the opening day roster, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna have a sinus infection then and freak out. So that'll
You get him in the summertime too. You got him in the spring and summer. For me, it's just in the winter when the air is really dry.
Yeah, this year's been particularly bad. I get like a dry throat in like the fall, and then like just like when it starts getting warmer and then colder again in like January and February, it just drains.
See, I had them constantly when I lived in Sacramento because the air is dry as a bone most of the time, and it's hot as hell during the day and then cold at night. So what you're describing would happen every day, and the air was super dry. It's like a factory for sinus infections.
Yeah, and also like mine, I used to have like that really bad cough too. Like before we changed up how we do my day job, when I was in and out of the trucks constantly.
I thought you were gonna say when you're smoking a pack of Reds every day.
I'm not the smoker. I'm like the only one of you guys that doesn't.
I don't know what you're talking about. My mom might see this. Shut up.
Oh, okay, whatever. Well, your mom saw me cuss a lot. Just.
I do. I don't tell people in my family things that are going on in my life. So my mom was like, she follows me on Facebook. She was like, "Oh, I saw you're doing something with one of your friends." I was like, "You shouldn't watch that." I
think it'd be funny if mom hopped on stream right now and was like, "I didn't like the Marvels either." That would. I guess. Well, how do you feel about the Gallinari signing?
I'm okay with it. I don't, man, Drew, and I don't mean to get like to get too big picture on this whole thing, but this kind of goes back to our discussion about like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But it doesn't just apply to that It applies to like every move that happens in sports, every guy that's on a roster, every song that comes out, everybody that's famous. You got to either love them or hate them. Like there's some stuff where I just go, okay, you know what I mean? And that's what the Gallinari signing is. It's nothing to get excited about. It's nothing to get upset about. You weren't going to do much better on the buyout market. You got a guy who might be able to help you out. He played his best basketball for Doc Rivers. So I think that's what they're thinking. Like maybe they can get that out of him and he can be useful as like, I don't know, a 9th, maybe a 10th guy off the bench, which as we've discussed, you probably won't need that come playoff time.
No, probably not. I wouldn't think so. I could see him. I'm going to do it again. I could really see him taking Pat Connaughton's minutes here. I'm just like this. I'm so done with Pat Connaughton.
Had that block tonight, though. He didn't fly by tonight. He smacked that shit right out of the air.
Yeah. Do you also remember in transition when he committed 2 turnovers on consecutive plays? That was.
See, you always got to bring up the negative. You know what I mean? You always got to bring up the negative.
Okay. Well, the positive. Pat Connaughton healthy tonight. He's healthier than me.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
A sinus infection.
He does not have a sinus infection.
Oh man.
Is he an upgrade? Is he an upgrade on Pat Connaughton? I know you say Pat Connaughton is the worst player in the NBA, but if Pat Connaughton was the worst player in the NBA, he might be on the buyout market. You know what I mean? Like that's not something that the Bucks couldn't have done if they wanted to. They could have bought out Pat Connaughton's contract, but he's still around. Danillo Gallinari was looking for a fucking job until 4 hours ago.
Sure. No, we can't. I should always walk back the Pat Connaughton's the worst player in the NBA because did you see Jordan Poole just kind of fall down the other day? Like no one was around him. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Did you see the even funnier edit of it that somebody made?
No.
It was the forced ghost of Draymond Green smacking him when he fell down. that was really. And I think I sent you the video of Draymond Green getting grazed in the face last night or something, and he just laid on the ground for like.
He laid on the ground for like 4 possessions. I saw that before you sent it to me. He just laid on the ground for like 4 possessions. He didn't even get hit that hard. Even the Warriors were like, "Dude, get the fuck! What are you doing? Get up! We're not calling a timeout. We're not wasting a timeout because you got your cheek grazed. Get the fuck off the floor."
The Warriors are. They're a disaster of a team that also really makes tonight's like tonight feel less bad with the Bucks.
Dude, did you see Draymond apparently threatened to stab somebody last night?
Dude, I said that to Ryan. What? I was like, that's so funny. He was just staring, cameras right on him. He's like dead ass, like, stab you. Just like fucking. That is. Do you see Draymond's thing on his? This is gonna be the Draymond Green podcast for the rest of the way. Did you see him on his podcast talking about how Nurkic is mad at him again, and he's like, and then somebody else tweeted, they're like, "We got 2 10-point per game players got in beef." And it was just incredible. Like, Nurkic is all mad because he got punched, and then Draymond Green's like, Why would anybody say that I'm gonna hit somebody again? And then he's threatening to stab people like after he is like, he's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's crazy, dude.
Dude, I made this comparison on my show out in Sacramento when he what was it that he did last year? What did he do last? Yes, when he stomped on Sabonis and he was like, he was like, what? You think I'm just going to stomp on somebody? Yeah. I mean, I stomped on him. And I was like, dude, he is literally the Rick James caricature from the Chappelle's show, from the Chappelle's show sketch. And last night he goes like the day after, like you said, he's like, what do you mean? I'm definitely going to hit somebody someday. Like the day after, he's out there threatening to, apparently, allegedly, we should throw that on there, looking to like threatening to stab somebody on the floor in front of cameras. He's unhinged.
Do you remember the commercial with him and his mom for Chunky Soup?
Yes.
Where he's like, thanks, Mama, for the soup. It always makes me feel better. And then he stomps on Sabonis and he tries to choke out Rudy Gobert. He's like a mama's boy, and then he just like tries to kill European players. It's so funny. Like what the hell is going on? And his mom's like petting his head. She's like, "Oh, you're like such a sweet boy." And then he's like threatening to stab guys.
he's a crazy person.
It's like he reminds me. He's like Joe Pesci's character from Goodfellas. You know when they stomp the shit out of that guy in the bar for calling him a shoe shine boy, and they go and then his mom like makes spaghetti for them at like midnight, and there's a dude bleeding in the back of the car. That's Dre and his mom eating Campbell's soup. It's crazy. He's literally
recreate that. They should recreate that for Campbell's Chunky Soup. It's Steph and Draymond and Clay and Steve Kerr. They're all sitting at Draymond's mom's dinner table eating Chunky Soup. And Nurkic is in the trunk bleeding.
I don't think you're going to get Nurkic to do that commercial.
No, probably not.
And why he's in that commercial. He'd be like, "Yeah, I like soup."
I'm sure you can find some actor that looks like Nurkic.
Just get like Boban Marvan, whatever his name is, the guy that John Wick.
What do you or should we save this for tomorrow's show? What are you looking forward to an All-Star weekend? Anything? 3-point dunk contest? Do you care about the game? The Rising Stars? Sue Bird versus Steph Curry.
What? See what? Oh, no, I just want to watch the 3-point contest. I'll probably watch the skills challenge because that's always fun. The celebrity game is bullshit. I don't like that. That's not fun. The All-Star game is. I'll watch. I'll probably have it on off to the side, and I'll just be doing something else. Like I'll watch the minutes that Dame and Giannis play. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I'm ultimately too interested outside of like maybe like Luka and Steph. Like I don't really care about. I don't know if it's not my guys. I don't necessarily care. Jokic is cool. Like there's enough players that like I'll watch, but I'm not going to get too invested in it because it's
I'll watch
it's a layup line.
Yeah, which it sometimes turns into a slam dunk contest. I'm not like into the game, but I like to watch the game because it's just, it's a display of athleticism and freakishness on a basketball court. Slam dunk contest, I give it a chance every year. Everybody's like, "Oh, the slam dunk contest sucks. It's not what it used to be." And it's definitely, I don't think it is what it used to be. And not every year is the greatest, but I think some years are pretty damn good. Like it's hit or miss. When it's bad, it's really, really bad, but I don't think it's terrible every year. I'll give it a chance this year. I think Mac McClung does some exciting things with a basketball in his hand. I'll watch that and see if the slam dunk contest does anything for me. If I'm available, it's a busy weekend for your boy. I'll be all over the place, which by the way, I should plug. I'll be at the Zocalo Comedy Show Saturday night and then Sunday night keg stand-up at Lakefront Brewery. Come catch me there. And Sunday afternoon, I will be on 670 The Score down in Chicago if you want my thoughts on the Bears and other things Chicago sports related. So I'll be a busy man this weekend.
And on Sunday, I'll be back at the Comedy Cabin for a private event. So none of you can come unless you're part of that private event.
So good thing you plugged that.
I just wanted people to know that I'm also still doing things. You got more.
I'm getting work too.
So getting paid to yell into a microphone as well. Sinuses. I'm questionable right now. I've been downgraded to questionable with my sinus infection.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you need the rest. You don't need to be doing any shows this weekend. You need the rest.
I think I know the answer that you're gonna have. What of all the sports, what's your favorite All-Star game or favorite All-Star game related thing? Like competition, I guess.
I think baseball is my favorite All-Star game because it's the closest thing to the real thing. You know what I mean? It's still Like pitchers
Yeah.
still go out there and throw 100 miles an hour. You know what I mean? An out's going to be an out. A home run's going to be a home run. It's so it's still the game, unlike every other sport. And as far as like the festivities around it, dude, I used to love Pro Bowl weekend for all the skills competitions, like the quarterback skills competitions and all that shit that they would do. And they ruined all those, and the Pro Bowl has always been trash. I do like when the slam dunk contest is good. That might be the best all-star game festivity. Other than that, consistently, I think it's the home run derby. The home run derby to me every year is a fucking is good entertainment.
I was gonna say the home run derby, I think, is still my favorite, but like the 3-point contest is right up there for me. It's both of those. Because I think the 3-point contest is awesome when somebody just gets on an absolute roll and just can like clear an entire rack. Then they have
Are you okay? You all right over there?
Shot thing too now. Like that's
some water.
They have like I have my Yeti.
Oh, okay, good.
But yeah, there's no, I like the 3-point contest a lot. That's pretty much it. The dunk contest, like I don't think it's been good since Blake Griffin jumped over the Kia, I guess. Like Pat Connaughton, I will say that when he did the white men can't jump thing with like Christian Yelich, that was pretty good.
That was kind of cool.
That was really cool, and he should have probably won for that, and they didn't let him win. That was garbage. But so there's a positive thing to say about him. But yeah, the rest of the time, like now it's like there's no stars anymore that want to do it. You know, it's like if it was like Giannis and Zion and I don't know who else, like if LeBron wanted to get back into it or something, like that would be cool. But I don't know. There's just like there's no one, like when the Sixers brought up that guy last year from like the G League to just do it, and I'm like, no one knows who the fuck this guy is. Like that was,
and he won.
Yeah, and he won.
Yeah.
I think Anthony Simons win a couple years ago?
I think so.
It was all rookies again or something, and he won. Like that, I guess that was cool because I was watching a lot of Portland back then.
You just mentioned LeBron getting in the slam dunk contest, and I don't know why. It might have been because I was thinking, like, man, superstars don't do the slam dunk contest anymore. The other day, I was just thinking back to one of the days when I had a job. And one day I went to cover a Bucks practice when they were playing the Cavs. This was young LeBron. This was like first go around with the Cavs LeBron. And I was covering a Bucks practice, and I was there during Cavs shoot around. And dude, LeBron, I don't know if it was just this one day and he was like feeling great, or if this is just his normal thing. Dude, that guy's shoot around is like one of the most insane things you'll ever. Some of the dunks he does, I can't even describe them. Drew, he was literally sitting on the ground in the corner, like by the baseline, like where PJ Tucker and Bobby Portis shoot threes from. He was sitting on the ground and like doing that thing that guys do where they dribble under their knees. You know what I mean? Like when they're sitting on the ground, and then shooting hook shots and nailing them like pretty, like almost every time, like throwing up hook shots, sitting on his ass in the corner. It was absolutely insane. It was ridiculous. It was like watching a one-man Globetrotters team. It was amazing. I'll never forget it.
Have you gone to a game early when like Golden State's playing the Bucks and you just watch Steph Curry shoot around?
Yeah. Did you see what he did last night? Did you see that shot that he hit last night that went viral from the tunnel on the other side of the court?
Hey, speaking of great shots, did you see Caitlin Clark set the NCAA women's record with a logo shot? That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, she's really good. She can shoot it.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that she broke the record, and then I looked up the little thing on Streamies. No, I didn't pirate the game. I looked it up, totally legally paid for it and all that, and rewound it a little bit just to watch her hit that shot, and that was really cool. That was neat to see.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. All right, Drew. Do you want to do a show tomorrow? You want to let your sinuses recover? Or take a 3-day weekend? What do we want to do here?
I'm off tomorrow. I mean, we can. I don't know. Right. There's anything? There's no games on tomorrow night. There's like because it's All-Star. Is there? No, there's no.
There's nothing.
None of that shit's happening tomorrow. When is all that? Is that Saturday?
Actually, I think the Rising Stars game. The Rising Stars game is tomorrow, but I'll be at work.
I don't care. I don't care about that.
Well, we'll talk about this off there. If we can put together something worth putting out there to the people, then we'll do it. If not, we don't just put out stuff just to put out stuff here on the Ramie and Drew show.
We can ask one of our comic friends if they want to come on and talk or something.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest off the air. And then if one of them wants to do it, great, and that's always fun. And if not, then cool, we'll take the day off.
You just pick somebody that I'm going to argue with.
So stay tuned. Yes. Stay tuned to all these channels. At Ramie is tweeting. He's at Drew F is on fire. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Follow, subscribe, rate, review, all the good stuff that helps us grow this thing. We are growing, man. We are Drew. We're inching towards our first 1,000 views on the YouTube. I think we're like 100 or so views away from our first 1,000 views on the YouTube. So we appreciate everybody out there supporting this thing. Our last Twitter show got 1,000 views on Twitter, our last live stream. So folks are liking it, folks are checking it out, and hopefully you keep checking it out and tell a friend, and we can keep growing this thing and make some money. We want to make some money on this.
Yeah, we need Brian Windhorst to say more dumb things. I was yelling about Brian Windhorst and we got 1.5K people watching. Huh? I don't know.
So thank you everybody out there. This has been episode 19, maybe an episode 20 tomorrow. If not, we'll be back with you on Monday. Drew, I will either way, I'm going to talk to you soon because we just talk a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to go through Netflix and see if there's anything bad that I can watch that I can maybe drum up some content for.
All right. Well, let me know if you find anything, and I'll talk to you later.
I'll yell.
See you, dude.